Hello, it's Reija and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be introducing you to my new TBR game, the book board. And without further ado, I will go over the board and explain the rules for you, and then we can get to playing. So here is my book board, my new TBR game that I decided to make. And here is my little bell that's going to be my game token. And before I get started with the setup, I will just explain what everything means. First of all, the colored tiles represent different genres. So the green one is science fiction, orange one is non-fiction, blue one is comics. I know it's not a genre, but I'm trying to this board is catered to my specific needs when it comes to TBR. And the pink one is manga and the purple one is fantasy. This random genre, the black one, that means that whenever I happen to come across this one, I have to use this special die that I made to decide what genre I will read. So these colors represent the same genres as these tiles, but it will just be randomized. And if I get the white one, then that will mean that I will just pick whatever I want. And these tiles just means that I can pick any genre I want. If I happen to come across a +1 or a -1, that means that I have to either add a throw or deduct a throw. So that means I will either add one book to my TBR or I will take one throw out. So it will mean less books to read. Then there will be game tokens. So these ones, which represent different challenges. This one means that if I get on a tile that has this token, I need to read a book that is an LGBT book. For example, if this token is on this tile, and I happen to come across this tile, that would mean that I would have to read a manga that is also LGBT. This means pet pick. So if I put it on this tile, I get it on this tile, then I will have to choose science fiction books, about 3 of them, and then my pets will do the picking from those options. This means a booktuber recommendation. So basically I will go over to some booktubers wrap up or a recommendation video, and I will choose a book from there. This little gravestone means that if I don't manage to read the book that I chose for this challenge, then I will have to unhaul a book from my collection. It doesn't have to be the book that I didn't manage to read, but this will mean that I will have to unhaul a book. And the Finnish flag means that I will have to read a Finnish book. So those are all of the possible tokens that can come up. There are 12 tokens in this little cup, and they will be randomized. I have already put some random generated numbers, and it depends on the die how many of these will end up on the board. So let's go over to setup. First we need to decide how many tokens will be on the board. And because there are 12 tokens with different types, I will throw a die like this, which means that I will have to put 8 tokens across this board. So I have already generated enough numbers to put tokens on. So let me just grab this one. Let's go to number 3. And so that's the setup. So now we have tokens randomly placed, the right number. And then I will take one die and I will decide how many rolls I am going to have during this round of the game. So I will choose at maximum 6 books per TBR game, which means that I may not necessarily complete the whole board in one go. So this same setup might appear next month as well. So here we go. So 4. We are going to choose 4 books on this round. So I will go with 4 throws. So let's start. Throw number 1. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will have to pick up a nonfiction book, and that nonfiction should be professional reading. Professional reading means that I will have to pick up a book that will further my career, so it will have to be something related to tech and IT. Vold will be very happy about this. So the first roll got me professional reading and nonfiction, and for that I decided to go with Regression Analysis, the manga guide. And this is a comic book guide slash exercise book that will basically help you go over the basic concepts of regression analysis, and hopefully will make you proficient in understanding how regression analysis works and how this will impact my career and help me advance in my career prospects and educate myself professionally, is that regression analysis is used in artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. So this is pretty much essential learning for me. So hopefully I will get to this and I will actually do the exercises and get some use out of this. Throw number 2. 1. So this means comics and French choice. So I will ask a friend to recommend me a comic book. Got me a comic book tile and a French choice, and I had a little conversation with Jena from Bibliofilth, who graciously recommended me Heathen by Natasha Alterici. So I put a hold on that at the library, and it should be getting to me relatively soon. There was a copy available at the library at this very moment, so I should be getting that very soon. And I can't wait. Thank you, Jena, for recommending that to me. Throw number 3. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I can pick any genre I want, but it will have to be first one in a series. Okay. That's interesting. So I get to decide the genre, and the card was first in a series. So for that, I decided to go with Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This was one of my most anticipated reads of last year, and I have been tentatively planning on buddy reading this with Rachel from Kalanadi, so I can't wait to get to this. This is inspired by the South American, Central American, pre-Columbian indigenous cultures, and it is an epic fantasy, and I just can't wait to get to it. And throw number 4, the last throw. Number 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So any genre and middle grade. This is great. And the final roll got me a neutral tile, and the prompt was to read middle grade, and I decided to go with Eva Evergreen, Semi-Magical Witch by Julie Abe. This just looks to be wonderful. It reminds me of Kiki's Delivery Service and also Little Witch Academia. It has those same vibes. It has a protagonist that's like, kind of, like, isn't a full-fledged witch. She isn't as magical as one would hope to be, and that gets her into all sorts of shenanigans, and she finds her life as a witch a little bit more challenging because of that. So I can't wait to read this. I feel that all of my other reads are kind of more on the heavy side and explore darker themes, or are in the case of like the non-fiction that I plan to read this month, are kind of dense. So I'm hoping that this will be a wonderful way for me to kind of de-stress my brain. And some other books that I will be planning on reading are The Dark Fantastic, which is a non-fiction book that I am going to be buddy reading with Shannon from That's So Poe, and I can't wait to read it with her and have all sorts of wonderful discussions about the book. It is basically about media analysis and POC characters in media, and also like interpretative. Anyway, reading, how you read a book. It is basically about that. I can't wait. And then I'm going to be reading, hopefully I will be going to be reading Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir for the Sorcery and Stardust book club, which is having Gideon the Ninth as the February book club pick. So I will hopefully be getting to that. I have a physical copy of it, but I'm also thinking of listening to the audio so that I can actually get through it, because I have previously had some trouble getting started with it. So yeah, here are all the books that I will be reading on February, plus a few that I don't have on hand right now. And tell me in the comments which of these sounds the most interesting to you, and are you excited about this new TBR game? I am very much excited about getting to play a game that takes very little time to set up and is very easy for me to kind of pick up and start playing by myself. So it is much less of a hassle and much more stress-free than the TBR Jenga that I played the one time in 2020. So I hope you liked this video. If you got this far, please leave me a die emoji, a dice emoji in the comments so I know that you were here. And I will see you in another video very soon. Bye bye!